NTA International News.
President Muhammadu Buhari reaffirms his administration's commitment to provision of social amenities and infrastructural amenities. Federal government collaborates with World Bank to enhance food security and economic recovery. Nigeria and Canada sign pact to synergize on migration issues for greater trade. Hello, welcome to NTA International News. I'm Nancy Godi Angunihu. President Muhammadu Buhari has restated his administration's commitment to the service of the common and ordinary people through provision of social amenities and infrastructure that have direct bearing on the social well-being of citizens. President Buhari stated this in Eyamo, Edo State, while inaugurating the newly constructed Edo State University by Governor Adams Oshomole's administration. The president congratulated Governor Oshomole for his foresight, hard work, and provision of good standard for the people of Edo State and commended the quality of projects executed by the governor.
The quality of the project I was made to commission are very, very solid. Whether it is the roads, the educational institutions, or the hospitals. Certainly, Governor Oshomole was lucky to last his 2 terms and to engrave his name in a golden historical plate.
That's President Buhari there appreciating the good works of Edo State Governor. President Muhammadu Buhari has directed security agencies to do whatever it takes within the limits of the law towards ensuring violence-free governorship elections in Rivers State. The president gave the directive at a state dinner held in his honor by Edo State Governor as part of his 2-day official visit to Benin City. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
President Muhammadu Buhari, who recalled with sad feelings the unfortunate violence that characterized the last elections in Kogi, Bayelsa and River States, challenged the law enforcement agencies to ensure that such situations do not reoccur. The Ondo governorship and Rivers rerun elections, he said, should be used as litmus tests for the 2019 general elections.
What happened in Kogi, Bayelsa and River State disturbed me a lot. Why should we be killing each other, beheading each other, putting tires around us and putting people alight? I think we should go beyond that. We must not remain primitive.
While acknowledging the role played by Governor Adams Oshomole in transforming the state and ensuring the success of the APC in the last Edo State gubernatorial election, the president urged the governor-elect Godwin Obaseki to ensure that the momentum is not lost. On the current economic challenges, President Buhari said his administration is determined to correct past mistakes, alleviate the suffering of the people, and limit the country's overdependence on oil through diversification of the economy.
What I said on the day of my inauguration, if you follow closely, I really mean it. I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody as far as Nigeria is concerned. I will look at cases objectively. I would allow the system to make as much as possible, and I will proceed to execute it. We have to leave a better country for our children and our grandchildren.
Mr. President, you brought pride, renewed confidence to every Nigerian. I'm proud to call you my president. May God help you to preside over Nigeria.
Before leaving Edo State, President Buhari inaugurated the Ewegbun Ujogwa Igweben Ewohimi Road constructed by the Oshomole administration as essential artery for development. President Muhammadu Buhari has since returned to Abuja. Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says the Buhari administration is committed to improving the quality of education and in particular that of teachers, describing them as key to the achievement of the Education 2030 agenda. He says this while declaring open the second edition of Nigeria's annual education conference in Abuja. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
Expressing deep concern on the future of education in the country, the Vice President says there are many fundamental issues to resolve if the nation is to get the best from education.
The first is ideological. Indeed, the theme, learning opportunities for all, the critical role of teachers, emphasizes, in my view, the ideological underpinning of education. Education for all. Education is a tool of empowerment. The lack or inadequacy of it can also disempower. So education can create or deepen inequality in society.
The inequality, it says, already exists as disparity in the quality of public education, especially at primary and secondary school levels, compared to what obtains in good private schools.
It's my respectful view that it is the responsibility of those of us who are educationists to think through the solutions for delivering relevant education with the very little resources available. I strongly believe that the fastest way to bridge the gap between those who can afford good quality education and those who cannot is technology.
Teacher education, is stressed, must radically change and must be technology-driven. Minister of Education Adamu Adamu says the ministry remains committed to the Sustainable Development Goal 4, which highlights the need to improve the status of teachers.
Let me re-emphasize that the present administration, sir, will squarely address the challenges facing the teaching profession, especially the professional condition of teaching as a profession, the motivation and the welfare of teachers, the improvement of condition of service and provision of incentive for teachers, Your Excellency, especially for those working in the rural areas, will definitely go a long way in addressing the current teacher gap that we are experiencing.
The theme of the conference is Learning Opportunities for All, the critical role of teachers. In Abuja, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
The World Bank and the federal government are collaborating towards boosting the output of smallholder farmers to address poverty in rural community. The World Bank under Fadama 3 project is to link the farmers to off-takers to address post-harvest losses. Musa Baba Aliyu reports.
Farmers in Kano State are among the beneficiaries of the World Bank intervention program in areas of crop production. The initiative, which is designed to create wealth among farming communities, a business plan has also been developed for rice, sorghum and tomato. So far, 93 production clusters and 823 production groups are in place and supported with farming tools and inputs. The intervention has significantly increased their income, a testimony presented by this vegetable farmer. Our production has increased significantly, courtesy of the World Bank project, she says. For easy movement of farm produce to the urban areas, feeder roads are being constructed for the farmers.
Including the youth and women who have been bastardized by the insurgency, and we are trying to do what we call rehabilitation, reorientation, reorganizing their mind, and refocusing them for them to take agriculture as the main thing they can do, and as a business, not for subsistence.
The federal government says it will remain faithful in the payment of counterpart funds to the World Bank project for sustained implementation and meeting timelines. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Nigeria and Canada are to collaborate on migration issues to generate greater opportunities for trade and investment for facilitating socio-economic activities between the two countries. This was part of resolutions reached at the 5th Nigeria-Canada Binational Commission meeting held in Abuja. Ronke Kolawole reports.
Other issues of interest to Nigeria and Canada were advancement of good governance, water, climate change, women and child empowerment, as well as security.
We have identified our nationally determined contributions, and the political will is there for us to deliver on what we have committed to. We would certainly hope that as one of the major sponsors, that one of the most important aspects of this is the 100 billion envisaged to help developing countries access the climate fund.
Canada pledged support to the federal government's initiative of addressing regional insecurity to promote peaceful coexistence. On the issue of qualitative healthcare services, it says it will support Nigeria to strengthen the sector and assist internally displaced persons.
There is a lot of opportunities for our two countries. When I see the challenges you are facing and the determination your country is always showing each time challenges are occurring, Canada must be there to give its support.
Dating back to 1962, Nigeria-Canada relations remain cordial and strong. Available reports say the bilateral merchandise between the two countries in 2015 was more than $1 billion, and Nigeria is Canada's third largest export market in Africa. The sixth edition of the Binational Commission's meeting is billed for 2017 in Canada. Ronke Kolawole, NT News.
The West African College of Nursing is seeking collaboration with the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, towards achieving its mandate of providing optimal health care to the citizenry. This was when members of the college visited the management of the authority in Abuja. Rashidat Mustafa Olagunju reports.
Of Nursing is one of the specialized agencies of the former West African Health Community, inaugurated in 1981. With the aim of enhancing educational facilities for basic registered nurse training programs, as well as advancement of nursing profession in totality. Executive Director News NTA, Mr. Shola Atere, receiving them on behalf of the Director General of the NTA, Yakubu Ibn Mohamed, says a partnership is most welcome.
Health is wealth. Nurses are always the first line of contact by patients. So whatever you are doing that will promote the education and the performance of nurses, certainly you can always be sure that NTA will be there, because we want a healthy populace, because it's only when we have healthy populace that they will be able to work, productivity will be high, and development will increase.
President of the Nigerian chapter, Dr. Ijoma Okoronko, says they want to leverage on NCA's platform as the largest television network in Africa to promote awareness on emerging health issues.
The theme of this BGM is Emerging Health Emergencies, Community and Health Workforce Responsibilities in the sub-region. Emerging diseases that are reoccurring and the ones that are in. So we decided as nurses, if we can address this issue.
WACN draws membership from 5 Anglophone and 1 Francophone country and expected to increase throughout the sub-region. Nigeria is scheduled to host their biannual general meeting in 2017. Rashidat Mustafa Olagunju, NCA News.
Minister of Communication Abdurrahim Shitu is calling for concerted efforts to strengthen and fortify the country's cyberspace, saying recent data from National Information Technology Development Agency revealed that a total of 3,500 cyber attacks on Nigeria led to the country's loss of $450 million. This was at the 8th ISACA Annual International Conference held in Abuja. Olajide Bello reports.
Minister of Communication Abdurrahim Shitu identified a safe and secure cyberspace as pivotal towards attracting investors through e-commerce, which will in turn contribute to the country's gross domestic product.
The ICT sector alone contributed in the second quarter of 2016, up from its 12.25% contribution in the first quarter.
He said government is planning to unlock the potentials of local solutions and unplug the low-hanging technology fruits to make Nigeria an ICT-capable country in the knowledge society.
Because without the efforts of cyber professionals. Nobody is safe, and none of our resources in the ICT sector is safe.
And, the economy has not been doing very well. And we're saying one of the ways out is to use technology to actually drive economic growth and development.
The conference is with the theme Cybersecurity, Technology Optimization and National Development. In Abuja, Olajide Bello, NTA News.
You're watching NTA International News from Abuja, Nigeria. The news continues in a moment. Don't go away.
Hear the call of change. Stand up, Nigeria. Change is here and it's going to stay. Change begins with you. Oh yeah, make we go. So let the change begin from within. Look at you, Ogerula. Change begins with you and me. Change begins with me. Change begins with me.
NTA International News. Africa as it is.
It's good to know you're still watching the news. The present administration's fight against corruption and campaign for a change in attitude for the good of Nigeria further get a boost through the presentation of 2 books titled Know About Corruption and Rebirth of Conscience. Timothy Yusuf reports that Information Minister Lai Mohammed was represented by the Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority, Yakubu Ibn Muhammad.
The 2 books written by Amina Tukur Othman are not only described as timely but also strategic to government's ongoing campaign against corruption and the need for value reorientation among Nigerians. Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai, who presided, restated President Muhammadu Buhari's resolve towards taking Nigeria to her pride of place.
And I think the way we can regain our way back on the path of rectitude and progress is to have a society that is founded on honesty, on integrity, and rewards for hard work.
Minister of Information and Culture Lai Mohammed, represented by the Director General of the NTA, Yakubu Ibn Muhammad, says Nigeria has the potential for greatness despite obvious challenges of impunity, indiscipline and recklessness. He, however, expressed the hope that things will soon change for the better, courtesy of the administration's change agenda.
For us to attain the promised lofty height, we must, like President Muhammadu Buhari said, kill corruption before it kills all of us. It is a battle requiring all hands to be on deck, a battle requiring many skills.
Elder statesman Yusuf Maitamasule went down memory lane in successive administrations' efforts at restoring Nigeria's lost glory. He expressed a new dream with the coming of the Buhari-led government.
I have a dream that ours will be a disciplined society, morally sound. I have a dream that we will be incorruptible in future by the grace of God.
Author of the books and their reviewer believed that the task of making Nigeria a better place to live in is a collective responsibility.
If people like me to understand that doing some of the things that we're doing about, I think it will actually help us a lot. We need to tell Nigerians that some of the things that they're doing and we think is normal is not normal.
Corruption is a terrible demon.
Wife of the President Aisha Muhammadu Buhari and the Emir of Kano Muhammad Sanusi II were represented to support the venture. In Abuja, Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
The federal government has been urged to establish a cooperative development agency for proper regulation and restructuring of cooperative societies in the country. President, Federal Cooperatives Union, Onjefu Obe, made the plea in Abuja ahead of the union's inaugural conference. Cooperatives in a change dispensation, the economic development connects with public servants. Joseph Orok reports.
Cooperative society as an organization of people of common interest are often formed to better the economic well-being and common good of members. Many developing countries have had to embrace cooperative societies as a means to enhance the economic growth of the masses. With the prevailing economic recession in Nigeria, it is believed that with purposeful funding and good administration at the level of the cooperative societies, Nigerians will be able to benefit from the gains of the society. It is in the light of this that the Federal Civil Service Staff of Nigeria Cooperatives Union plans a conference between the 10th and 12th of this month for members of cooperative societies across the country.
We hope that with this conference, federal government will begin to partner more with cooperative societies and realize that worldwide, the recognition of cooperative societies has become a major reason why economic growth of most countries have been attained, and we cannot be ignored and we cannot be left behind.
Apart from providing a platform for peer review of various primary cooperatives and their operational templates, the conference is expected to build synergy with the federal governments for welfare-based incentives for public servants. Joseph Orok, NTA News.
Up next is business news with Chukunonso Mwabweze.
Welcome to Business Segment. Trading on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange Tuesday ended on a negative note as the all-share index depreciated by minus 1.95% to close at 26,364.27 basis points in 3,434 deals, valued more than 1 trillion naira. Following last week's devaluation of its currency, Egypt's blue chip stock index surged Tuesday to its highest level since June 2008 on anticipation of inflows of foreign capital. The EGX 30 index rose 3.2% to 10,165 basis points to close at 19.2%, while broader EGX 100 index climbed by 2.7%. And as global markets brace up for the result of the U.S. presidential election, stocks in Asia and Europe recorded gains on anticipation of Hillary Clinton's victory. In Hong Kong, the Hang Seng Index was up 0.3%. China's Securities Index, CSI 300, also added 0.4%, while Europe's index of leading 300 shares extended its Monday's gain, rising 0.3%. In the commodity market, U.S. crude was up 0% at $45.20 a barrel, and global benchmark Brent gained 1% to trade at $46.62 a barrel, while gold climbed 0.3% to trade at $1,285 an ounce, recovering from about 1.7% loss in the previous session. And that's our package on this segment. I am Chukunonso Mwabweze.
It is the most coveted seat on the planet, and there is no love lost between the contestants. The world's most celebrated democracy faces its biggest test so far. Who will be the next occupant of the White House? Keep a date with NTA on November 8 for the unique African coverage of the race to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Will Clinton clinch the Trump card? America decides. NTA's all-night coverage of the 2016 U.S. presidential election. America decides, she or he.
Now, it's a big election day in the United States, and millions of Americans headed to the polls to elect the next president. Adeyemi Omojola Fatoba reports on their closing statements and what voters expect no matter the outcome of the election.
The candidates, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, have crisscrossed the 50 states, and Americans will elect one of them as their next president for a term of 4 years. They both campaigned into the midnight, presenting their closing arguments to the American people, fighting for votes in the battleground states. Whoever wins the presidential election will be faced with the onerous task of uniting the nation, already polarized by divisive rhetorics.
With
Donald Trump winning is that those who have joined his campaign for reasons of hate, of not liking other groups, of anything other than that of unification?
Well, I hope to see that, America keeps moving in the right direction. I think that what's really important about this election season is that there are a lot of people involved in the process, maybe more people than ever.
When I see a lot of immigrants coming out at early vote here, I can tell that they feel like their interests are being so threatened that they must get out and get their voice heard, and my heart aches for them.
The path to 270 electoral votes for the candidates differ. Donald Trump needs to win Ohio, Florida, Nevada, and other states currently considered as battleground, while Hillary Clinton needs to pick one or two. In addition to the states that are either traditionally red for Republicans or blue for Democrats. From Columbus, Ohio, Adeyemi Omojola Fatoba, NTA News.
Nigeria's Super Eagles begin training ahead of Saturday's 2018 FIFA World Cup qualifier against Algeria in Uyo as the Nigerian Television Authority pledges to support the forthcoming 5th Nigeria Sports Award anniversary. Kenema Bodike brings us details on Sports Update.